Governor Bill Lee signed the school takeover legislation into law today, and tonight we know 5 of the 9 oversight board members who will soon be in charge of Memphis-Shelby County Schools.
And one local education group gives the governor's picks a good grade so far. Action News 5's Joyce Peterson live in the studio with details. Joyce.
Yeah, Andrew and Joy, barring a successful legal challenge, this 9-member oversight board will be in place and in charge by July 1st. The appointed panel will control the district's $1.7 billion budget and work with the elected 9-member school board to reshape the education of 100,000 children in Memphis and Shelby County.
This board of managers will be in place for the next 4 years.
State Rep Mark White, sponsor of the MSCS takeover legislation, provided more details about the new oversight board on Action News 5's A Better Memphis Friday.
Now they can bring in their own superintendent if they so desire. That's what Houston did. Or they can continue to work with the current superintendent.
Governor Bill Lee released the names of 5 of the 9 board appointees after signing the bill into law, saying, "I'm pleased to appoint these highly qualified individuals, and I'm grateful for their willingness to serve." All 5 are Memphians. Tyrone Burrows, founder of the Burrows Foundation, a nonprofit serving disadvantaged communities. Dorsey Hobson, former MSCS superintendent from 2013 to 2019 and current partner at City Fund, a school reform organization. Shania McKinney, a doctor of pharmacy and senior advisor at the Cigna Group Health Company, also on the board of trustees for the University of Tennessee. Nisha Powers, founder and president of civil engineering firm Powers Hill Design. And Beverly Robertson, former head of the National Civil Rights Museum and the Greater Memphis Chamber of Commerce. Robertson telling Action News 5, "I am willing to serve because the future of the city is at stake."
Right now, there's no trust in the community.
Sarah Carpenter, executive director of Memphis Lift, a nonprofit advocacy group for parents and students, wants the new board to focus on boosting academic success and providing transparency.
It's not about Democrats or Republicans. It's not about black and white. It's about children that can't read. That's what it's about.
In a district where only 25% of students can read at grade level, the new oversight board has a tough challenge ahead.
You got to create higher standards, higher accountability, and you got to hold people to it.
All right, Tennessee Speaker of the House Cameron Sexton and Lieutenant Governor Randy McNally each get 2 picks on the oversight board. All but one will be from Shelby County, but Speaker Sexton gets to choose one person from outside the area. Their choices could be announced as early as next week. Live in studio tonight, Joyce Peterson, Action News 5.